Peter!
Is this?
The pubs have opened up. I booked a slot.
What was it, a bring your own table? So you told me to get dressed up, make an effort.
Yeah.
For this. That's better.
Pints!
Why is there 6, mate?
Because we're allowed 6 people outside, so if anyone wants to join, we've got enough.
Yeah, I imagine they're going to take one look at you in them glasses and not join.
Oh, yes. Why are you wearing that?
You told me to make an effort, so I've made an effort. Also, I want to show people that you don't have to wear a suit and look like a fucking idiot from Rightmove. Right, we've got 6 pints to get through, mate. Drink up.
Cue titles. Hello and welcome to Pete and Sam's Reality News with me, Sam.
Me, Pete.
Hello and welcome to Pete and Sam's Reality News. This is the place to find out all the latest in reality TV. This week, we're going to be seeing what our favourite UK stars have been up to now lockdown's been lifted, giving a rundown of the latest celebrity breakups, and Audrey from the Receipts podcast is back with the latest clapbacks in the reality world.
And we're going to be doing that a little bit differently. I'll also be bringing you the only important part of the show, Prick of the Week. And this week, we're going after our competitors.
But first, it's time for the reality news headlines. Lockdown is over! Sort of.
Yeah. We're coming out of lockdown.
We don't quite know where we stand.
This is like the lockdown easing foreplay. We're just gently tickling the balls of freedom.
While the world may not be completely back to normal just yet, there is hope on the horizon with lockdown restrictions being eased last week. Let's take a look at what some of our favourite reality news celebs decided to do with their newfound freedom. Stacey Solomon was up at 6 a.m. and headed straight to her favourite place, Primark.
That's fucking depressing.
Next is Lily Allen, who was pictured heading into a beauty salon on Monday morning to get her nails done.
Much like your girlfriend and evidently you by the beard shape-up.
A visit to the beauticians was at the top of Carl Woods' to-do list, who decided to get a sunbed first thing. Carl Woods. I think he's Katy Price's boyfriend.
Carl Woods, yes. Isn't this supposed to be a sort of a celeb show?
Yeah, I don't know how that happens.
Yeah. Gallery, if we can never put in stories about Carl Woods because no one knows who the fuck he is. To be honest, yeah, I'm surprised Katy Price remembers who he is.
Demi Sims splits with Francesca Farago.
Did I or did I not call it?
Demi Sims and Francesca Farago have ended their whirlwind romance after 4 months together. The pair had recently moved in together and were seen confessing their love for one another in their latest series of TOWIE.
They actually were talking about marriage. That aged well.
Why do you think they've split?
I'm not entirely sure. The relationship curse of TOWIE may be something to do with it.
There haven't actually been that many celebrity breakups really over lockdown, I don't feel.
Well, that's because people haven't had the opportunity to go out and meet other people and realise that actually the person they're with is a fucking idiot.
Even bigger breakup news, though. Bryce Hall and Addison Rae have split.
Oh, my God, who the dick fuck are they?
Addison Rae is the most probably famous TikToker out there. She was going out with another massively famous TikToker, Bryce Hall, someone who works in the sex industry, allegedly had sex with Bryce, and then she took to Twitter, I believe, and said, I just hooked up with Bryce Hall.
So now they've split up. So Addison's gone from TikTok to no cock.
What's been your worst breakup?
I would say I had one proper breakup, and that would be Meghan, and that was all my own doing. We are, I would say, the original meme couple.
Now, you can see this meme right here. It's brilliant.
It's a prime example of why I am probably going to be eternally single.
Katy Perry says she's quit shaving her legs. This is the news that since becoming a mum, Katy Perry has revealed that she stopped shaving her legs.
Imagine marrying Katy Perry, beautiful woman, and then after she's had the baby, you start waking up with Chewbacca. You are so predictable. What was that? Chewbacca's battery's running out?
That's like a sad Chewbacca.
Oh, do a happy one for me. Aroused one?
Katy is one of many celebs moving away from society's traditional beauty standards in favour of a more natural look. Chloe Ferry also said that she's done with plastic surgery. You know, I feel like women are becoming a lot more empowered
I suppose
now.
there's not really much left she can get.
Well, Molly May has actually gone on that train as well.
What train is that?
Of the non-plastic surgery movement.
Excellent.
She said she regrets getting lip fillers as young as she did. I think she's had them dissolved. What do you think about lip fillers?
If people are getting plastic surgery for the right reasons, then so be it. Anything that makes you feel good about yourself. Have you had any work done? Well, I know you've had work done.
No, I haven't.
You've had Botox, though?
No, once. I've had Botox once.
So you have?
And I didn't really want it. Zara
it's
dragged
obviously
me
worn
there.
off, because your head looks like a fucking Shar-Pei.
But she put like 2.5 vials in my face, which is like way too much.
That explains all your awkward and wooden scenes on Chelsea, then.
And people are like, why can't you move your face? I was like, I don't know.
What you like?
Are we getting hair transplants?
I mean, you could just do with a haircut. I could probably do with a hair transplant. I used to have a 4-head. It's now developed into a 5-head. That seems to be the first time in, what is this now, the 13th week, that you've understood one of my jokes.
Usher flashes fake cash in Vegas strip club.
Sounds like a dream.
Usher's visit made headlines after a dancer at the club called him out on Twitter for using counterfeit cash. She shared a picture of $100 bills, $20 bills and $1 bills with Usher's face printed on them and implied he'd left them as a tip.
So he took Monopoly money, effectively, to a strip club and hoped to get tits with it.
I think it's quite baller from him, to be honest. Well, I've had the idea of printing our faces on some banknotes and seeing how we would rock them. This is the £50 note with my face on it.
Lovely salmon.
And this is the 5 with you on it. OK, so we're going to put a vote up on the PS Reality News Instagram. Who would look better on your hard-earned cash?
Who would you rather be in your pocket? It's probably been a while since you've handled cash, isn't it? Wired in by Daddy, wired out, wired off to the Caymans. Jimmy Carr is actually Sam's financial advisor.
TMZ have actually since reported that Usher did leave a generous tip. Myself and Pete have actually been to a strip club together.
So what actually happened was I took Sam to his first ever strip club so that Sam could go and get dances. Sam then returned about an hour later and told us that he'd fallen in love and that she really liked him too. He'd asked for her number. She didn't want to give him her number, so she gave him an email address.
I can't multitask, but my God, is it a skill? Because she's like doing these amazing, like really cool. Her legs are going like this and that, and she's
Her legs were going like this.
But she's talking, and I think that's so cool. Imagine literally being like, "So, how's your day been?"
Yeah, not bad. How was yours?
Yeah, really good. Thank you very much.
Good. What have you been up to?
Yeah, well, not much to be honest, but just having a really, really tough time at work at the moment.
Are you? You seem a little bit stressed.
Yeah, well, you know. Oh, fucking hell.
Did you tip her after that?
Time for this week's main story, blue ticks.
I wonder what that could be about.
We want to say a big thank you to you guys, the reality news viewer. Because of you, we've got a blue tick!
We have got a blue tick.
Hey!
It actually took PS Reality News Instagram less time to get a blue tick than it took Sam Thompson. What is funny about this whole thing is that there's actual people who have been on TV for years who don't have blue ticks. How raging must they be to watch this shower of shit and think people have verified that, but not me, and I'm a real person?
There's quite a few people actually from TOWIE who don't have blue ticks. We've got Rem Loro.
LaRue. Yeah, we can make a bet on how long it will take him.
Go on, how long?
Well, I imagine he's going to get axed very soon, so I imagine he'll never get one.
Having a blue tick really does seem to change things, but that can't be right. We should not all be judged by whether we have a little blue thing on the side of our photos.
However, it is how you make a living, so you're very happy to have one.
But you don't. But what's the point of a blue tick? It just means you're verified.
So are you saying you would give up your blue tick?
I would give up my blue tick. I could not care less about having it. Couldn't care less. At the time, I really wanted it, but now,
why did you want it? Did you think
because it's validation? That's all it is.
So Sam's validation was effectively because he wasn't the most attractive of people in his younger days. Sam used to be able to go to women. I've got a blue tick and a small, tiny dick. That was his kind of chat-up line. Talking of blue ticks, we're going to set you and us a challenge. E4, who commissioned this show, have got a total of 170,000 plus followers on their Instagram. In 2 months, we've managed to rack up over 110,000. If, by the end of this series, we manage to beat E4, Sam is going to present the last show of this series naked. At the start of the series, we were actually following Naked Attraction on E4, so if you are missing your late-night fix of tiny, shriveled up, oddly shaped penises, Sam will bring that back for you in the last episode. We are taking you on, E4. Thank you for the show, but fuck you.
I don't know whether I'm excited or nervous. Now for something a little bit different on reality news. Audrey's back with her celebrity clapbacks of the week.
Hi, boys.
Hello.
I'm sandwiched in between my two favourite boys.
Can I just reality and biscuits.
Oh, I love that.
Yes,
That's
however,
exactly what it is.
not a big fan of tea, so I think we should get some drinks. Audrey, what do you want?
I'm going to go hard, so I'm going to have a Jaeger bomb.
Shots! Smells a bit funny.
Are you boys ready to hear some clapbacks? So I hate that we have to talk about her again, but Khloe Kardashian is back to her clownish ways. So an unflattering picture of Khloe hit the internet, which made her want to prove to her haters that her body's natural. So she posted a selfie video of herself showing off her abs. Now, I don't think that's how you gain sympathy, but what do you boys think?
I don't know why, instead of like getting it taken off the internet and doing this whole thing, why not just being like, yeah, do you know what? Middle-aged woman,
Middle-aged?
She's a middle-aged woman, yeah.
If she's middle-aged, I'm middle-aged.
You are, you're old. Why not just be like, this is me?
But didn't you have a dick pic removed off the internet?
But it wasn't Sam that removed it off the internet, it was the internet that removed it. She doesn't look bad in it at all.
She looks great.
That's
She
the
looks
weirdest
great.
thing.
She
Is
just
she's
looks
removed a
normal.
picture that she looks fucking lovely in.
Yeah, and I just think it's a bit crazy. I don't know, I feel like they've set the beauty standards that she's trying to debunk. I don't agree with that, I don't like that. OK, so next up, we're going to have a chat about your brothers, Jedward. Jedward are clapping back at the delightful Piers Morgan yet again. The twins tweeted, Simon is considering Piers Morgan for judge on Britain's Got Talent after the shit he said about Little Mix over this iconic photo. Have some respect for the girls, you judgmental, misogynistic farts.
I thought they were Irish.
I enjoyed it.
That's how they talk.
Hi, I'm John. And I'm Edward.
It's
Where's Sam gone?
Isn't
John,
it
it's so lovely
nice?
to have you here.
And I didn't see Jedward taking the woke approach, but it's good to know that there's more to them than a heap of hairspray. What do you guys think about Jedward clapping back at Piers Morgan?
Don't back it.
Also, you shouldn't get points for doing the right thing anyway. I mean, if
Exactly.
they're speaking out against certain things that they should...
But Audrey,
should
people
do it
keep
anyway.
doing this on Instagram all the time anyway.
I need to see more consistency.
Why?
Let's see how long they're woke for, and then I'll decide.
If you had something to say to Jedward, because obviously we've got a direct link to them.
When you go home tonight around the dinner table, just tell them, I hope that this is real. You guys ready for the next story? So if you didn't know, Lisa Rinna is on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Lisa, who's known for sharing her dancing videos on Instagram, was getting dragged left, right and centre. A commenter said, embarrassing. And in true Lisa fashion, she clapped all the way back and said, if you're going to write it in capital letters, learn how to fucking spell it. I agree with this approach. Do you guys ever respond to haters?
I have what I like to call a social media security guard. She goes by the name of Tracy Wicks. If she sees a bad comment, she'll reply with something generally intellectual like, that's my fucking son, fuck off. You don't actually know him, so I suggest you keep your opinions to yourself. That's my son.
Good one, Wicks. I love it.
But then what she does also do, when I put up a picture, is she'll reply with things like, what a pair of fucking wankers.
Oh.
So my mum actually claps back at us.
Do you know what I love about that? She's honest. A good clapper is real. Do you know what? I always reply back to haters. I basically sort of weaponise emotional blackmail. So if they say something bad in my DMs, I'll reply and I'll be like, do you know I'm a human?
Nasty.
I have feelings too.
Yeah.
And then, when they're typing, I block them.
You are so beautifully savage.
It's so much more effective than telling them to fuck off. At least you've learned something today.
Yes, be more like Audrey. Audrey, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's the menage a trois that Sam's been dreaming of for a long time. But now, it's time for the prick of the week. Last week's nominations were The X Factor, Public Litterers and Ant and Dec. You voted in your thousands and I can reveal that prick of the week goes to... Public Litterers.
Knew it.
So, on to this week's nominations. First up, we're coming for the BBC. I'm going to throw the BBC in there for their relentless coverage of the death of Prince Philip.
Very sad news, though. He was a real servant to the country.
You are not going to get a knighthood anytime soon. So, this is on behalf of over 100,000 people who complained to the broadcaster, making it the most complained about piece of programming in BBC history.
Wow.
The funniest thing about that is it's actually the BBC that reported that. They cleared their schedules to cover the news the Friday before last, which resulted in EastEnders and the MasterChef final being taken off air. And as you know, I'm a big fan of MasterChef, having competed in it myself. They even stopped BBC 4 from broadcasting completely, for whoever gives a fuck about BBC 4.
Channel 4, though, were showing Couples Come Dine With Me.
They could have at least made it Come Die With Me, or Four in a Deathbed, or Cremation, Cremation, Cremation.
What I found interesting were people were complaining about how easy it was to complain about BBC News.
And on that note, I just want to thank our viewers for not complaining about us yet. That isn't a challenge, we're just saying. And our final nomination for Prick of the Week is...
Is it me?
It's Usher. I'm chucking Usher in for taking fake money with his face on to a strip club. It doesn't matter how much he's got in the bank, those girls work hard to make it rain, and he's being a 24-carat prick. I'd be fucked off if I twerked all night for Monopoly money. So there you have it. This week's nominees are the BBC and Usher. You can vote for your prick of the week on the PS Reality News Instagram straight after this show.
And that's sadly all we've got time for this week on Pete and Sam's Reality News. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've been Sam Thompson.
I've been Pete.
Take care of yourselves. Stay away from each other.
Ta-da.